whatever time zone you're in. Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Kaleen O'Connor, and I am joining you from Florida, USA, Monday evening. We welcome all of you from wherever you are in the globe, and some of you have been putting in our chat box where you're tuning in from, so feel free to keep doing that, because I know we're not seeing you because we're in webinar mode, but that helps us connect with you. So we are going to dive into the world of cellular health tonight, and we have an incredible presenter that's going to do a phenomenal educational webinar, and then we have also a live speaker. Our second speaker tonight, both are live, will share from his personal and business experience, and then I'll wrap things up, and we always leave a bit of time for you to ask questions. So if you have questions, you can put them at any time in the chat box, and we'll answer them towards the end of the webinar. And you know, we welcome that communication, because we're definitely here to increase understanding. So again, we're diving into the world of cellular health tonight, and our goal is that you walk away from this webinar knowing something that you didn't know before, and having a greater understanding of how you can maintain, if you're already there, or create more wholeness and wellness in your life. And with that, I want to introduce you to Stevie, who is definitely a world authority of this breakthrough, as is our second speaker, because they're both, you know, we're all constantly learning and growing and experiencing, and as we help others with these health breakthroughs, we learn more as we watch people change in front of our lives. And Stevie is just an incredible entrepreneur and building a global team, and you know, sharing incredible experiences with his family and his wife, and nonprofit work that he does, and all of that. So Stevie, thank you for being with us.
It's my pleasure. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you very much for having me. And it's also my pleasure to work with you, because I know that your heart beats for our mission, which is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. So thank you, a million thank yous, a billion thank yous. And thank you everyone for being here too. Let me jump straight into this. Let's go for a world record tonight. What I'll be sharing with you is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical doctors say that this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. This is an exciting and entirely new frontier in science. So you've probably never seen or heard of anything like this before. So please don't make the mistake of trying to compare this to anything else. You'll just get confused. Come in with an open mind. You'll learn something new here, I believe. By the way, for 2 decades, science had declared that what I'm about to show you was impossible. Is a breakthrough with enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world authority laboratory medical studies. A very, very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. Any health goals or challenges you can think of, remarkable results. And drug companies wanted it shut down. I don't think they wanted you to know about it, but you know, more about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, let's get absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. This is not a drug, vitamin, minerals, or antioxidant formulas. It's not secret herbs, spices, exotic berries, fancy juices, super shakes, angel oils, magic manics, alkaline waters, electrolyte waters, laser lights, roots, magical 5,000-year-old trees, lotions, potions, gadgets, or any of that other stuff. It's already out there. What we will be talking about here, instead of all that other stuff, is an entirely new frontier in science that goes well beyond nutrition. In fact, well beyond any type of ingredients you already know about. This is a truly groundbreaking and category-creating healthcare breakthrough. ASEA Redox cell signaling technology. This is the first product we'll be speaking about here. A drink. Now, it contains nothing but active redox signaling molecules. And aside from being a mouthful, what are those? Well, redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they are native to your body. That means they're in you. Your body makes them. And your redox signaling molecules are the cellular messengers for your cells that affect cell signaling, cell-to-cell communication, and operation, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Now, Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that allows your body to regenerate tissue and maintain health by allowing your cells to detect and protect healthy cells, detect and repair unhealthy cells, and detect and replace damaged cells. So basically, redox signaling empowers your body to heal itself. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning, and therefore our bodies functioning and healing at an optimal level. Why is this so important? Because we are all made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. Healthy cells means healthy life. And they're the keys to life. Redox signaling molecules are essential for the function of our normal physiology. All biochemical and physiological processes in our body critically depend on redox signaling in and among our cells. I mean critically because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. When we're born, we make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why children have so much energy. It's why they can run around all day and then wake up the next day and not be sore. It's also how they bounce back so very quickly from an injury or illness. However, as we age, along with stress, diet, toxins, and other environmental assaults, our cells break down and our body's ability to make redox molecules declines daily. And without as many of these redox signaling molecules giving our cells clear signals, clear instructions, our whole cellular protection and healing process becomes slow and sluggish. And as such, our cells, or more to the point, our bodies break down even more. And so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA, they take science extremely seriously. And so they don't do any scientific studies all themselves. Instead, ASEA is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplementation, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products, certifying them as safe and effective in everybody. Now, we are in a field of very serious science, very. Redox is based in Nobel Prize winning research since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in 1998 for the first discovery of redox signaling molecules. There have now since been multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field. If you went along to PubMed, and which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, it's the National Library of Medicine. If you typed in the search bar redox signaling, you would see there are well over 33,000 results. In fact, this slide is already way out of date because there are more than 150 studies coming out almost every single month. It's very difficult to keep up with this slide. Over 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published, authored on redox signaling molecules. Now, according to medical researchers, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And I'll give you some examples. There are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and world redox congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and a title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And folks, let me tell you, ASEA is already light years ahead. ASEA redox users enjoy cell signaling benefits. Now that translates, as we've just discussed, to health at its most foundational level. Here's an example of that. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect genes that improve immune system health, help maintain a healthy inflammatory response, help maintain cardiovascular health and support arterial elasticity, improve gut health and digestive enzyme production, modulate hormone balance to support vitality and wellness, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the genes that I've just mentioned are key in the health of every individual. They play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in these dozens of additional genetic pathways. But as we move on, additionally, ASEA Redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress. Head professors of that university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on what they call disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. Now that is significant. Let me tell you why. All degenerative health conditions are caused by oxidative stress, and ASEA is significantly reducing that stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. It's even safer than my filtered, ionized, alkaline, pure, clean water. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. That means they're already in you. Your body already makes them. They're body native. It's just that now your body can't make as much of them anymore as it used to be able to when it was younger and or healthier. And so if you have any health challenges, or if you have people that you care for who do, or if you have a wish that you could look, live and feel young again, or if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, or whether you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, or just be able to have more energy and pep in your moments, in your days, be able to handle your life better with more vigor. Look, any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results, but don't take my word for it. Listen to some medical doctors right now and what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it, and people need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants, and the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health. for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
Great. So now that we have spoken about the ASEA Redox drink and cellular health from the inside out, which can be tricky to see, let's talk about how we can see cellular health from the outside in. And that could be easier to see. Now that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Revitalizing Redox Gel and Renew Advanced Intensive Redox Serum. Now these Redox technologies, these Redox products are supported and enhanced by their complementary all natural ingredients products, Renew Advanced Gentle Refining Cleanser and Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. But a picture speaks 1,000 words, so let's let some of these pictures speak to you now. And what you're going to see is more than anti-aging results. In many regards, we're going to see age-reversing results, lines and wrinkles being ironed out, elasticity coming back to the skin, inflammations, irritations, aggravations, other signs of poor health of the skin being renewed. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surfaces of the skin. All of these pictures are of the same person, Rosie. However, Rosie didn't take these pictures, which is why she went back to her doctor, the one who recommended ASEA to her, and said, this stuff is not working. Not working. Have a look at those two pictures on the left, the dramatic difference there. So Rosie sang to a different tune, of course, when the doctor pulled out the proof in the pictures. And so the moral of this story, number one, is take pictures. And what you can't take pictures of, keep a written record of it. Because like Rosie, we don't want you missing the moment by moment, day by day, week by week changes that happen. The other moral of this story is that some people notice results very quickly. Like Rosie in 7 weeks, a lot of other people notice results in 7 days. And we get a lot of people with just a simple test that I'll talk about later on that notice results in about 7 minutes, give or take. Now, other people, when they have more going on with their health, they have to apply more product, more time, more patience. What we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are redox signaling molecules. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are in our bottles of ASEA, Renew 28, and Intensive Redox Serum. And so through scientific certification and studies, it would be scientifically impossible for redox to not work in you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. It works on every single person every single time. Now, this is Dr. Martin Moran talking about noticing the change. This doctor decided to do a scientific experiment on his very own face, using Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference? I will give you some clues. What side did he use the Renew 28 on and not the other? What side did he? Have a look at the lines running down the corners of the mouth, the lines running down either side of the nose. Do you notice any definition in wrinkles on one cheek as opposed to the other? Do you notice that one cheek seems to perhaps have more bagginess and bunched up on one side as opposed to the other? How about this? Actually, I've just noticed, look at the line on one side of the cheek as compared to the other next to the chin. Now, have a look at the glasses. This might be the biggest clue of all. They seem to be slanting to one side of the face, maybe suggesting more droopiness on one side as opposed to the other. So thank you, Dr. Martin Moran, for walking around like a weirdo for 28 days, using this on only half of your face just to show us how effective Renew 28 is. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Not just for your face, as you can see here, all over the body, all over the body. This is bellies. And just in case you couldn't tell, these are bums. Now, these are pictures from a scientific study, in fact, performed by a very renowned world-leading laboratory. This scientific organization did this study because there were many reports coming in from all around the world of people who were saying that their cellulite was disappearing, and they were attributing it to the time that they'd been using Renew 28. So scientists from this organization set upon double-blind, placebo-controlled clinical trials to see if there was any truth to all these stories. And what they found was that after just 12 weeks, there was in fact a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover why this was happening, they saw the fat, the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite, was actually being dissolved post the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture and smoothing the skin, supporting skin cell renewal for not just visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 also helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving and or sun exposure, etc., etc., etc. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, not just for the skin. It helps soothe discomfort around the body. Now, you can know if a sear works in about 10 minutes. I mentioned this before. If you have some discomfort around your body, for example, sore neck, shoulder, elbows, hands, fingers, back, hip, knees, ankles, anywhere around your body, rate that discomfort on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being maximum discomfort. Apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes, and usually 9 to 10 out of 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of that discomfort within approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I must make it clear, nothing that I'm saying here is intended to diagnose any situation that you're in, and ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Kaleen, can I hand it back to you very quickly so that we can hear a very special story from a very special guest, my very special best mate?
Absolutely. Thank you, Stevie. That's awesome. So I am honored to introduce Dan Doyle, and this is just a testimony to the power of how we share this health breakthrough with others, because a good friend of mine by the name of Maurizio, who had met Dan Doyle all the way from Australia, the two of them took the time 4 years ago to share this with me. And now Danny's become a great friend and has a very powerful story on what made it possible for the two of us to meet. So Danny, thanks for being with us and taking the time tonight. It's truly an honor.
My pleasure. Can you hear me okay, Kaleen?
Yes, and we can see your screen.
Fantastic. Because I don't have a cursor, so I don't know where I'm going. That's okay. We'll get through. Thanks for being on the call, everybody. Thank you, Stevie, for your incredible presentation thus far. My name is Dan Doyle. I'm from Sydney, Australia. Mine's just one of many, many testimonials these days. If you want to hear of other people with a lot of other testimonials, there's a couple of places you can go. You can go to redoxresults.com, password Redox with a all lowercase. Kaleen or Stevie can put that in the chat box. Or you can be invited to a group on Facebook called ASEA Healthy Self. So mine's one of many, many stories. There's literally tens of thousands of stories out there now. We're here to share this information with you guys. Not here to sell you anything or convince you of anything. This is a gift that somebody's handed to you today to come onto this call. If you're a guest seeing this for the first time, whether you open that gift or not, totally up to you. But hopefully we can give you the information to make that decision. So relax, unfold your arms and uncross your legs. You've been in for a treat so far, and the treat will continue. We're a bit cheeky when we say that in the same breath of these products, this technology, this gift of ASEA, unintended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition, but we can say from what we've seen that with long-term use of this product and sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. So my suggestion would be get on the product, give it a good 3 months. If you are looking at regaining your health in any way, shape or form, you won't come across a bigger opportunity to do that than what we have in our hands here. So let's fast forward to presentation. Grew up in Sydney, as I said. This is a picture of me when I was doing bodybuilding when I was 24 years old. Played many, many sports prior to this time. This is the start of me being a young entrepreneur and building 20 traditional businesses over the next 20 years from this photo. Ending up at the age 44, still fit and healthy, not a bodybuilder anymore. But thank goodness I was in this condition, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't have found something wrong with my body. And 6 months later, in 2011, doctors gave me some very bad news. As you can see, no hair from the top of my head to my toes. two major health challenges. And this was a horrendous time. I wouldn't wish what I went through on my worst enemy. Very fake smile. Was with an absolute hero of mine, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, Johnny Manor. He'd been through all the hospital visits that I started in this photo. And unfortunately, after this photo, after being in remission for a while, his problem came back. And 21 years old, went back into hospital, never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years old. So what we had was very, very serious. You can see a little green ribbon there, and a foundation that we used to support and do patient support. My problem came from using the weed killer Roundup from Monsanto. So you might want to do some research and find out what I actually had, or the particular issue and problem that I had. But basically, at the end of what I went through in that hospital, my doctor told me to get my affairs in order. And I made a decision at that point to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. Did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet. Also led to products that I wouldn't normally purchase, which was from network marketing companies, but bit the bullet, even though I didn't believe in that business model. I had the mindset that wasn't the way to go as far as making purchases, but I didn't have the knowledge, and I stayed naive to the fact of that business model and the power of it. But I'm talking about the products now that I used. Zango Mangosteen, Product B from Isogenics, Life Vantage's Protandem, Celgevity, Max Products, and Kangen Water. Now, you would think with using all those products, you would think with being on a good, clean diet, my body would have been heading in the right direction, but this wasn't the case. This is a picture of me, 2 years doing all that and taking the responsibility of my health into my own hands. I looked about 20 years older. Blood works were still heading in the wrong direction. And at this point, long story short, a friend of mine called, Bart Cotter. He said, I think I found something that can help. So I flew to Salt Lake City, Utah from Sydney, started on this product, these molecules, this drink, ASEA, Redox, cell signaling supplement. 3 hours, body's detoxing so fast, toxins coming out of my skin, little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. Any more than 2 coffee, buckled over, discomfort, and bloating all day. And the big aha moment, I suppose, was 2 to 3 days on the product, where I had so much lung damage from what they put me through in that hospital. I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time. My lungs were functioning perfect after 2 to 3 days. So fast forward 12 months on the product, going back to Australia, continuing to take the product. Doctors gave me some good news end of 2015, told me no sign of those 2 major health challenges. Multiple injuries from playing sports had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems. A list of issues that I had. A lot of things debilitating, body broken down from playing all those sports. But the 2 major health challenges were the big things, whole body rebuilt, top to bottom, just over a 12-month period on the product. That was my journey back to health. Fast forward, 2 years later, 3 years on the product. You can see the way I was looking. I always say with these photos is my complexion was a reflection of what was going on the inside. So those photos on the way through 2014, 2015, and here 2017, everything looking a lot fresher, a lot cleaner, skin looking better, all a reflection of what was going on the inside. So I said that was my journey back to health, back to looking younger and feeling younger. Amazing ride with the business opportunity behind us here. I mean, I wasn't looking for a business opportunity. I was selfish. I was looking for something to help me with my health, to regain my health, to return my health. And what happened along the way, unfortunately, it took a while. 5 months into using the product, I started sharing this with people. I'm kicking myself for not sharing this earlier because I know the power of the product and how this could have helped a lot of people. But when I started sharing it with people, I say the business model actually saved my life, because if it wasn't for the ability to help others, to share this with others, to receive thank you checks for helping others, I wouldn't have had the money to invest back into my own health, because when I lost my health, we lost everything financially. So in the first 12 months, this business opportunity took us to a position where we could travel the world, we could do what we want when we wanted to do it. And it was at the beginning of that journey that we were living in a van and almost went to the Salvation Army for food stamps. So it was a remarkable transition and evolution into, you know, the business from losing health. So as a byproduct of losing my health, it led me to the product. And from leading me to the product, we're starting to help the masses. I would say this is the most compelling opportunity we'll come across in our lifetime. Nothing else out there like it. No other breakthrough that can compare or compete, as Stevie says, with what we have. And, you know, these molecules are the body's weapon of choice. You can go and take any other product that you want to take, but it can't do what this product does. It cuts to the chase. And, you know, the owners of this company have left a legacy to the world. I've been looking for something to do the same. And with this business opportunity, this platform, this product, this technology, I am doing that now. I'm leaving a legacy. I'm leaving something that I'm going to be remembered by, which is something I've always wanted to do, something that has been something that's good, but also not only I'm looking after my family right now as far as financially with a business opportunity, but I'm going to leave generational wealth to my family members for many, many decades to come. So with that, I mean, I can ramble on. I've got a lot to say. I'm going to hand back to these guys to continue and finish the presentation, and we'll have a little bit of a chat with a Q&A at the end. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, Stevie, take it away again and help us expand on the story of ASEA and the founders and how it's helping people on the business side.
Thanks very much, Kaleen, and thank you, Dan. You know, I'll just put Dan into a little bit more perspective. My best mate, an Aussie, now living in Hawaii, and as you heard, from a severe life-concerning challenge, to then having his life given back to him by the remarkable Redox technology. Dan is now a multi-million-dollar success story, an international success story. Number 3 top-ranking ASEA associate in the world. He sits on the Global Advisory Council for this organization. He's in the $1 Million Earners Club, recipient of the ASEA Business Builder Award, the ASEA Entrepreneurial Spirit Award, the ASEA Emerging Leader of the Year Award, and the list goes on and on and on. And you can do all of this too. If you are a dream builder and you are chasing dreams to try and make 2020 the end of it better than the start of it, and make, you know, 21 your year, look, let me tell you, with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. So for those dream builders, there is a very big opportunity behind all of this to make a living while bettering people's lives. And they're the thank you checks that Dan often talks about. Now, let me give you a run through of why this is the most compelling opportunity in the world right now. ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for 2 simple reasons. 1, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, atomic medical physicist, has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. For the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared that this was impossible. And 2, ASEA is heavily patented. But not only is ASEA not allowed to be copied, it can't be, because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and reverse engineer it, because there are trade secrets in making ASEA. So it can't be copied. That means we have no copycats. That means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has, no one. And no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them. As good as they all are, they only work as well in the body as there's enough redox signaling molecules activating them. And with redox, and so that makes redox the most first and fundamental and important thing to take care of. Redox works on everybody. Nothing in the body works as well, or in fact, as I've just said, at all without redox. Redox can't hurt anybody. Everybody needs redox. And so ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors: healthcare, wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries. And again, ASEA serves all of them at a depth and level of achievement in health that nothing else can get to. And ASEA is the only company in the world that the world can get a redox supplement from. And so ASEA really is an entrepreneur's dream. We want to help a lot of people. We can't do that on our own. And so we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn commissions, money, just by sharing Redox with others. You receive a residual income, not only from the first purchase, but also from every single ongoing lifelong purchases made by everyone you refer to a seer. And you can refer as many people as you like. So the income is limitless. And on top of that, you also receive a residual income from the lifelong ongoing purchases made by every single person they and others also refer. And they can refer as many people as they want. So this is limitless too. So just like when you recommend a good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, whatever, people tell people who naturally tell other people who then tell even more people. Word of mouth marketing is not just the most ancient, but still today the #1 most powerful and effective form of marketing in the world. And there's no limits. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is in today's age. Word spreads worldwide. And ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening up new markets almost every single year. Based on the existing trends, the annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. So for people who are looking for an extra or part-time, full-time, big time, or maybe a legacy leaving income for generations of loved ones, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions. ASEA helps you create income that is both residual, paid repeatedly by every repeated purchase of ASEA products for the life of those purchases, for the life of however long someone purchases them for. And it's also leveraged by coming together with others, working together, better together, leveraging the efforts of one another, building teams of people, purchasing and referring more and more, again and again, nationally and internationally. So let's talk about why this is such a powerful and important income opportunity. Do you have any idea what happens to 100 people by the time they're 65? Well, this is in Australia. In Australia, 1% is wealthy. 3% are financially secure. 7% must still work to survive. Is that a part of your dream, to reach 65 and still be working? Not because you want to. If you want to, that's fine. But what about because you have to, because you need the money? Is that a part of your dream? It gets a little bit more grim. 74% by the time they're 65 are dependent on welfare. So what is one of the main financial principles that the top 4% have figured out that the rest of the 81% haven't? It's how to make money that is no longer dependent on their job, paid by the hour, based on their activity, otherwise known as active income. The 4% have learned how to escape that race. And you want to get a handle of that soon, because sooner or later, and I pray it's not sooner than you expect, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now, and therefore you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. This is one of the big problems 81% of people are trapped in. And mark my words, money is an excellent servant, but a terrible slave. And so find a way to make money while you sleep, or you'll be a slave for money until you are dead. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. If you love your job, power to you. But what I am saying, only relying on a single source of active income is not smart. It's just dangerous to your financial security. For people who are switched on, smart, business-minded, for people who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, who are able to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, for those who decide to take control of their finances, for those who have dreams, this is a significant opportunity to be paid a significant residual income from the growth of this global expansion. But to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world is our first and foremost mission. And let me tell you, there's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. That's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward, over and above any riches it will make us. Now, look, you can make great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be paid, rewarded, I should say, on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world. Have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, having great experiences, really, truly having a great lifestyle, fulfilling your dreams. But really, at the end of the day, it's the effect we have on others that is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And I believe money is good, but really what you get excited about is looking back on how you got there, who you had to be, what you had to do, and the lives you had to touch in a positive way. So why aren't you hearing about this from your doctor? And not maybe you are, by the way, because there are now hundreds of doctors all around the world now recommending Redox to their patients and seeing unprecedented results. But the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay huge sums of money for the sole and exclusive rights to the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down, and they wanted to take everyone off Redox. Thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus Norden and his son Tyler Norden, had the great foresight to see grave concerns and consequences in such a deal. You see, because Virtus and Tyler had seen people who had gone from severe health worries that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless, to then experiencing life changes from Redox. And Virtus and Tyler, after seeing this, were filled with a great sense of purpose, responsibility, to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so they said no to the payout and yes to the people. They didn't sell out, in other words. You see, what had started as just a big business play had now become more. The ASEA founders turned down the huge sums of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the health, the humanity, the supplement route, excuse me, rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally, making it available immediately to everyone without a prescription. One of ASEA's biggest and foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here in this decision, and that is that we always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and the corporate teams come from excellent, exceptionally experienced backgrounds. I'm talking Fortune 50 backgrounds. Now, they are exceptionally experienced in running very big, profitable, famous household name companies. However, their corporate soul is never compromised. And that's also what makes them unique. And that is to always put people first. At the end of the day, it is people who matter most. And that's what truly makes them first class, and also what puts you in very good hands. So get back with the person who introduced you here. Don't worry about what the time is in your neck of the woods. They'll be glad to hear from you, I promise you. Let them know what you've seen here and let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can very easily point you to where you can find the answers. There's plenty of them because there's plenty of university studies. But most importantly, there are hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see that ASEA is the real deal. So let me, in closing, ask you a few questions. Do you want to be happier and healthier? Do you want to live younger, longer? Do you want to help people be happier and healthier? Do you have dreams? Do you want a better life, income, lifestyle? Do you want to increase the prosperity of the planet? Do you want to make a difference in the world? We'll start by doing this with one person. That person is you. And then, if you'll also just very simply invite more people to a presentation like this, or share a video like this, or send them to a website, or an expert like Dan, forward all your calls to Dan Doyle from now on, you can better the lives of many, many others if you pass this information on to many, many others. And then your life will also, as a byproduct of that, become better in many, many ways, more than you can probably count. Become part of this Redox reality, and you can become more. Thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy. May you always be well. And thank you very much for your time, Kaleen, and yours too, Dan. Thank you very much for looking after me.
Absolutely. And guys, we're just going to do a quick roundup back to basics. Can you guys see my screen okay? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Okay.
Sorry, that's a yes.
Okay, good. I'm just moving the control panels here. It's always interesting. All right, perfect. Okay, guys, so we're about to wrap up the educational part of our webinar, and then we're going to take question and answers. So this just brings you back to the reminder that as a biotech company, we're focusing on solutions with cellular health. So you've got, again, the drinkable form of the molecules, and the topical gel, incredible skincare, and our whole food nutrition. Now, just, if you're thinking about and you're ready to get started on the product tonight, I want to make sure, or sorry, this morning, depending on where you are, that you have the correct expectations as a consumer with whatever your health goal is for starting the product. This graph just shows you when you're doing the drink that you want to really commit to doing, I always say really go for 6 months, but minimally a 3-month or 90-day trial. And you can see, because if you just try a bottle from someone or say, I just want to try it for a week or a month, it's a much lower percentage of you being able to perceive the difference in your own body that the molecules are doing. Now, we know literally within minutes of you supplementing these molecules, there's already changes that can be can be shown in blood work, but you may not perceive it because it's happening on the cellular genetic level, right? So that's just an important thing to set the correct expectations. Now with the topical gel, the Renew 28, you saw incredible before and after pictures with Stevie earlier on the presentation. And as you know, the skin changes quite quickly. And so within a month's time, you can see a difference, or even faster, like doing the 3 times in 5 minute test that we referenced in the chat box, right? So this again just shows you, this is part of the product line. You can take advantage of incredible skincare, as well as definitely as a must, the topical application of the molecules. And then again, finally, what's unique about the nutrition, we didn't reinvent nutrition. There's incredible nutrition on the market, but what is unique and standalone, I think, in our product line, not only are they completely coming from food with nothing synthetic, but they have a patented absorption complex in them, so that no matter what your gut health or digestive health is, you are guaranteed to absorb the formula almost in its entirety, which is important because we're not what we eat, but we're actually what we can absorb, okay? So you can get your questions, answered on that. Now, also, it's important when you're ready to order your product. Some of you might be dedicated online shoppers and have memberships at places like Amazon, or you might look at things on eBay. Sometimes you'll see our product line on those third-party websites, but we really strongly encourage you to get back to the person that invited you to this webinar tonight, because they most likely are a distributor of the product, and then you're getting it directly from source, directly from the company that makes the product. We know then that you're getting the quality and purity of our product. We know that your product's not going to be expired when it comes, that it's safe, and you're also getting all the product support and education that you would get directly from our customer service and from the distributor that you're working with. Also, we have an incredible 30-day money-back guarantee and free product points that allow you to bring down the cost of your product. So always get it from the source. And again, this is just for you to think about where you're at. If you just want to be a consumer, there's incredible wholesale and full price accounts that you can take advantage of. You may want to help get your product paid for by sharing it with others, or even just enjoy additional income, as Stevie talked about, or even, as certainly both Stevie and Danny are incredible examples of, be able to do this as a full-time profession and replace your existing full-time income, or even create a legacy income that you can will to your future family members, right? So wherever you're at, there's the right account for you, and the right business strategy, and the right product plan. And the person that invited you here tonight or in the morning, depending on your time, can definitely go over that with you. And this again just shows that there are incredible benefits to taking advantage of our wholesale accounts, because you do get 25% off your retail pricing. You also have eligibility to participate in what we call our loyalty rewards program, or it's earning free product, basically. And when you choose the associate account, which allows you to also share it with others, you just pay a one-time $40 US, or the equivalent in your country's currency, fee, and then once a year pay an additional $25 to keep all the membership benefits to that account. And so again, take a moment and learn a little bit more about the account that feels right for you. They're all incredibly good. And it just goes back to really living longer, better, stronger. And I'm going to leave us with an incredible quote from one of our founders, Bertus Norton. And this is even more relevant in the world today with all the wild things that are going on, and the need for us to really have high quality human connection with each other. We are all at the start of something big with great purpose. And right now is the moment that we begin influencing the future. We can change the world. So we invite all of you to go out there and be a change maker in your community, in your family, in the world. Do it with ASEA on a personal level. It's going to help you have the energy and vitality to do whatever your purpose is in the world. And if you feel compelled to help us share the ASEA story and change lives, then we welcome you to the team. Okay, so that officially ends the education part of our webinar, and we do have a few minutes for questions.